It is time for our crypto report now, and there's no end to the pain in the space as the rout in Bitcoin rolls on. Now down for 10 consecutive sessions. Galaxy Digital founder Mike Novogratz spoke earlier on Bloomberg today about these headwinds in digital assets.
You have to hold crypto in context what's gone on macro, right? And we talked about there were going to be headwinds this year because the Fed was going to have to withdraw liquidity. And so assets that went up based on cheap money forever, if they're growth stocks or expensive watches or crypto, were certainly under pressure all year long. What's exacerbated this move in crypto is, a bunch of leveraged players that had far more leverage than I think people thought. And so you can talk about Celsius or 3 Hours Capital. That's caused almost something similar to what happened in 1998 with long-term capital management. Alleged, market neutral players with monster leverage, and that's being unwound. And that's created a ton of fear in the space. And so you've seen lots of credit being withdrawn from the space. And when credit's withdrawn, you've seen prices collapse. And so I had hoped this year was 30,000, 50,000 Bitcoin. And once we took out, 30,000, 28,000, we've cascaded.
Yeah.
20,000 is a pretty good target with 1,000 on Ethereum. We've tested that 2 days. When I look at the US stock market, it looks like it's got probably 4% more to go to 3,500, which is where the 200-week moving average is, where support comes in. And I think you're seeing this liquidation of risk, and crypto's got caught up with it.
Mike, tough question, but did you directly have any sort of exposure to those counterparts that you mentioned, the likes of Celsius, the likes of 3 Arrows, or is it more third order effects that you gain the exposure, and is it systemic?
Yeah, you get exposure indirectly from any big player in the space, right? And when you have really big players that have borrowed money from all over the place, it creates this daisy chain effect. And I think that's burning through the system right now. My sense is it's mostly burned out. Right? These fires go until they run out of oxygen. And so, you'd have to be one heck of a diamond-handed player to have sustained all of this if you have too much leverage. And so my guess is leverage has been knocked out of the system. But Humpty Dumpty doesn't, get put back together right away. It takes a while to kind of sort through. There'll be bankruptcy proceedings in many companies. And so I think while we should bounce off of 20,000 and bounce off of 1,000, it's going to take a little while for crypto to regain a narrative and regain confidence.